Hey there, my name is Hydrogen Heather, and we find ourselves on day 3 of remote learning with all of our children at home as a result of the COVID virus. So today's experiment includes a field trip. We were very excited about that. We are going to be doing compost in a cup, and there are going to be 3 action items after you watch this video. Number 1, I want you to click right below. As soon as we're done filming, I'll have the lesson plan so that you can click right onto it. Number 2 is you can go to the comment section, and I'm actually going to post a YouTube video that also goes a little bit more in depth. And then number 3, I would love to hear even more of your homeschool stories. And we have a lot of fun things going on, a lot of laughs, a lot of tears. We have everything going on with all of our children at home. So let's just be transparent and share the fun things that we're experiencing as newfound teachers with newfound students. So let's jump right in. First of all, I'm not going to list all the ingredients because it's going to be in the lesson plan. We're just going to jump right in with how we did this right here at home. The first thing is, after my children had worked for about an hour and a half on their lessons, I sent them on recess/field trip, and I sent them out with a large bowl. And what you want to have your kiddos do is just collect a large bowl full of items that were once living. So we've got grass clippings in here, we've got dead dandelions, we have some old leaves that came out of the flower bed. There's just all kinds of little things that they went all across the yard, both front and back, and collected. So we just have a bunch of dead stuff. And then while they were doing that, unbeknownst to them, I went through the refrigerator and my counter from this morning, and I actually dug up the apples out of the trash from yesterday's experiment. So I have some apple skins and just some apple scraps. I also have some old lettuce that I found in the fridge that we can't really use anymore, and rather than put them in the garbage, we're going to go ahead and compost them. And then finally, I have my entire coffee ground holder, my coffee filter full of coffee grounds. So I'm going to add that to the mix. And we're just going to take all of these once living materials and put them in. And at this point, of course, it's going to be a little bit messy. But then the second thing I did is I sent the children back out to get me a bucket of just plain old dirt. So what I need for you guys to do is each one of you take a scoop of this dirt and put it into the bucket. So I'm going to stand back for a moment. Just really quickly take that scoop and put it in. Nice work. All right, Savannah, reach in here. Daniel, do you want to do one too? Yeah? Okay. All right, nice work. And then Daniel, here, I'm going to give this to you. All right, buddy, step right up there and put that in. Okay, and now since those coffee grounds are in there, normally I would have the children do this, but they don't have gloves on. So I'm going to mix everything up. And this is the perfect mix. There's really no mistake you can make here other than, here, I'm going to scooch back in here. The only mistake that you can make is you don't want anything with meat or fat or dairy. Basically, think about things that when they get old, they spoil and smell. That is the kind of thing that you do not want in this bucket. So now we have all kinds of dead stuff, and we've got soil that's already made. So now it's actually time to create the cups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand each child a cup. And I want you guys to reach in. We can wash our hands afterward, but I want you to reach in and I want you to fill your cup most of the way with this compost material. Daniel, you hold your cup and I'm going to help you. All right. Oh, and I can feel that this is nice and moist, which is exactly what we want. Okay, perfect. And it has a nice earthy smell because everything in there is completely natural, but there's no meat or fat or dairy. So the final thing that we are going to want to do is just add a little bit of extra moisture. That's the final ingredient. So I'm just going to run through and put a couple of tablespoons of just plain water into everybody's cup. Little guy's wandering away on me. Okay, now believe it or not, the final step in this experiment is the most difficult because we are working with the dreaded saran wrap. So what we want to do is give each child a piece of saran wrap and then have them take a rubber band and put it over the top of their cup. And I'll tell you, the easiest way to teach a child to do this is have them put 4 fingers and stretch. 4 fingers and stretch, and then it can go right over the cup. So everybody get your rubber bands ready. And I am going to put this plastic right over your cup, and then you can rubber band it in place. So remember, put 4 fingers in, and look at that, Nevaeh got it on her first try. Excellent work, Nevaeh. Savannah is ready with her 4 fingers and stretch. And then finally, Olivia. And there you have it. I'm going to highly encourage you to read the lesson plan and even click into the YouTube video, because there's some really interesting steps that take place after this so that we can set this out and actually turn these household and yard scraps into usable soil, which a couple of months from now, your children can then use to put into a small potted plant, and then they've done everything naturally and they've recycled waste materials. It's an awesome science discussion for your children, and of course, it also gets them out for a quick recess/field trip. All right, enjoy the rest of your day homeschooling your children, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.